is, for those who don't know it by its historic name, it is where the Dunkin' Donuts is. On the corner of Way Boston and
True
Thorns.
Islander.
Right, right. If there used to be an Almax there, we would refer to it as that as well.
For sure.
But it is a significant building and has a tremendous opportunity. Talk a little bit about the project.
Well, it is. It's a historic building built in the late 1800s. It's a little over 30,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And it was an office building for decades. And
a mishmash of offices.
it was, yeah.
Little jewelers and all sorts of little
very,
things.
very small, intimate shops, some offices that were barely ever used, and some larger spaces that were very successful offices, residential, real estate brokers, things like that, all sorts of different things, a true mishmash of space. And I was first to look at it about 2 years ago. It was when June of 2015 now. And when I was asked what would be the best use of the space, and we identified that microlofts was the best use of the space. And we were able to squish 44 of them in there.
Yeah, incredible.
They range from 250 to 550 square feet. And from the exterior standpoint, we're really just restoring the building to its original beauty. A brand new window package, which is obviously a considerable part of the budget. And over the years, there was so much retrofitting and tenant fit out going on.
I can only imagine.
That, some of the things that we found, being a wood frame building, was kind of a little bit of a roll of the dice in some instances. But we got things all cleaned up, and now we're really underway.
So I think microlofts in Providence really sprung to the forefront and picked up a lot of national and global attention when the arcade got rehabbed.
Sure.
And that got transformed where the second and third floors got built into really tiny units, 200, 300 square feet units. These are a little bit bigger that you're envisioning, I think, in more often than not.
Yeah.
And meets a big need. There's just a screaming need for apartment space in Providence.
There is.
Talk a little bit about what the amenities are. We've got it up on the screen
great.
behind you.
Isn't that nice?
And,
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for putting that up. We're doing things a little bit differently. There's 20 units that are approximately 250 square feet.
Yeah.
The other 24 of them are larger. Again, not much larger, up to about 550 square feet. Inside the unit, it's pretty cut and dry, as you would imagine. High-end bathroom, some high-end millwork, wash and dryer in every unit.
Yeah, that's great.
Dishwasher, small burners, countertop burners, microwave. So everything you'd want, plenty of storage space, sort of like a hinge mattress that folded up to get you an opportunity to store a bicycle or a skateboard or a piece of luggage underneath your bed. We spent a lot of time thinking about what our audience would be looking for in a space of this size. And, that was sort of the challenge, identifying who the audience is. And at first we're like, oh, well, this is for millennials, but as the economy has sort of flourished a bit, and as Providence has grown, and as we've got a little bit more acclimated to where our environment is going and where our city is going, the net has sort of grew, and the spectrum of people that we think may particularly we be marketing these towards has grown as well. And so
I can imagine you've got lawyers at firms who are saying, listen, I live down in Narragansett, and I got to work on a deal on a merger till 2 o'clock in the morning, three times a month. It's worth it having a place.
Exactly. Or maybe a startup company that from out of town, and they're spending 6 months at a time in the city trying to get something off the ground, or a visiting attorney coming in for maybe one of the bigger litigations that is going on.
Yeah.
So for all those reasons, or maybe an adjunct professor at Johnson & Wales or RISD that needs a place to be for a semester or two. So for all those reasons, we identified that this really isn't just for millennials. This is an opportunity to be in a very urban environment without the noose around your neck of the 5,000 square foot penthouse or condominium or retail or apartment that might be just a little bit too much. That might not service too many people.
So let's talk about it. Let's go left to right. What's been the biggest challenge on the project?
I think the biggest challenge is that it's a 5-story building, wood construction, and so the structural challenges that we were faced with from the dirt basement up has probably been the biggest struggle.
The biggest challenge for us being across the street is listening to the windows being cut.
They're
into
almost
the brick.
all cut in.
Yeah, they're almost all done.
We got 3 more. Four more.
Oh, that's great. We can hardly wait over here. What has been the biggest surprise? What's the thing that you dug up, uncovered, chopped through?
I don't have
no Picassos found.
No, nothing.
Diamonds.
No, we were across the street. We were visiting every day, trying to find that
like
opportunity. No, nothing crazy.
I had worked with Tony Thomas and Tom Guerra over at the Foundry, and in the building which is called the Sharp Building, the one right on the highway. And one of the floors there was like 3 or 4 cars from the 1950s just abandoned there.
Wow.
Like a Studebaker station wagon. You didn't find anything.
We weren't
like
lucky
that?
enough to have
No, any old Dunkin' Donuts.
There was, there was stories about a letter being found in a wall that talked about where the restaurant started or who was at the restaurant originally, and there was some history there that someone picked up and ran with.
Was that related to Eddie's?
I think so. Maybe even before Eddie's, if there was a such thing.
I don't know.
Could
again, be there before Eddie's?
The building's been there for over 100 years. So possibly.
And then, what's going to be the biggest surprise for people who live there? What will they be sort of, amazed, excited?
Well, I think the what's really special from an architectural standpoint is you have these very small units, but they're all capped by this beautiful piece of glazing.
Yeah.
So from an outside and an inside, probably the biggest impact that you're going to see is just the fenestration.
Yeah.
The window package is really bring you back to what it originally was. The color palette of the exterior, we spent a lot of time digging through black and white photos trying to figure out what the original color palette was, which wasn't an easy
black
thing
and white doesn't help you out too much, right?
But we think we got it. I think we think we got it nailed down now. And so I would say that the painting scheme and the window package from the outside will probably be your biggest impact, your biggest bang for your buck. On the inside, we hope that it's about the spirit of living downtown,
right.
And how do you do that in 250 square feet? How do you have a bike? How do you get to the shops or get to the store or get to the gym and live downtown?
Yeah.
Which we don't see enough of. You're a business. You have a business downtown. I have a business downtown, and we contribute to the spirit of the city,
right.
but we don't create the spirit of the city. People who live here really truly do that. So we're hoping that our space sort of suggests that spirit, and we're hoping the occupants contribute to it as well.
Parking? What are?
No parking.
No parking.
No parking. Bikes, skateboards, roller skates.
Yeah.
No parking. No parking.
So these 4 people are just going to.
Well, there's plenty of garages in the neighborhood. And many of us working upstairs from you rent.
Yeah.
There are plenty of opportunities to rent spaces, but no parking spaces attached or adjacent to this building that are available to these guests.
And we're going to legally hold you to this next question,
Go
to
ahead.
the answer. When is this project going to be completed?
Ugh.
This is on video. It's
No
live,
kidding.
but it
Wow.
is captured in. It can be used in lots of different ways.
We're going to roll this out this year.
This year.
Yeah, this year. And I don't think I would do...
Is December 31st going to be?
I wouldn't do myself any justice if I made it was any more specific than that.
Of these units. And
I hope my client isn't listening.
Yeah, that's right. There's tremendous demand for this. Have you already been starting to hear about inquiries into
The marketing team has gotten things off the ground.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting tremendous feedback. Everyone's excited to see what these things look and feel like.
Yeah.
I appreciate you putting it up on the screen just to give people an idea.
Yeah, and it's tremendous. I mean,
it's a hip-looking space.
Right.
And I'm obviously not too biased.
Yeah,
but it's going to be fun. It's
and
a
then,
really fun project.
Last but not least, tell us about your firm. How big are you?
So-
how long have you been around? Are
Thank
you a
you.
Rhode Island native?
Yeah. Grew up in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I worked for a luxury hospitality design firm.
Which one?
Leonardo International.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I was there
World
for 15
famous.
years. Yeah, did a lot of traveling with them. Had great opportunities as a part of that team. I was a principal there, director of operations.
Right.
Really watched a lot of new cities emerge.
Yeah.
And so when I started my own firm just 2 years ago, I had a chance to sort of tie in those experiences into a more local fabric. And while Providence has a tremendous amount of history, we are far ways away from being some of the cosmopolitan environments that I visited. So, there's a lot of opportunity, and I think that's the biggest message. And so we immediately moved downtown. We were a band of one
Yeah.
just in June of 2015, and we're now 12 people.
Congratulations.
Right on the third floor of this building.
Jeez,
And
Governor
we-
Raimondo's gotta love those numbers,
Yeah,
right?
I would
And
hope.
she's taking full credit for it.
I would hope.
1 to 12,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all about her economic
We're
policy.
having a lot of fun. We got a lot
That's
of
great.
projects down city. We're doing the home and suites in Kennedy Plaza.
Oh, that's great.
Projects up on the east side. Another hotel behind Crossroads, which is getting a lot of press.
Yeah.
So, we're having fun.
Great.
We're having fun.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Congratulations on this great project. We're going to keep abreast of it. We now know who to talk to about the windows being cut in and
Yes.
things like that. And really want to thank you. And we'll have you back over the next few months.
Excellent.
As the project, and maybe we'll go live and you can give us a tour
That'll
through
be
the
fun.
building.
That'll be fun.
All right, that'd be great.
Thank you very
Great
much.
to see you.
Good to see you
Have
too.
a great
All right,
Monday.
take care.
Thanks so much.